All right. So today we'll try to focus on business process overview. So this is like a overview picture. What you're seeing here to the left, we have different data sources that will be available in one specific organization. So those different data sources will be the day-to-day interaction within the business, whether it could be between the vendors or the business, or it could be between the clients and business, or it could be between the customers and the business. So whatever different sources we have available, so each source will generate the data, and that particular source will become like an opportunity for building the report. So right now, to the left, we are thinking that we have this different data sources available, and then we need to have a process that will load the data at one specific location. So we usually say warehouse as a collection. So it could be like Amazon warehouse, where they will store everything. So same thing within companies where you store all your different data from different application. It's called a data warehouse, and you use a tool called ETL tool, whether it could be Azure Data Factory or SSIS, SQL Server Integration Services. So using those tools, so you would basically load the data from the data sources into the data warehouse. Either it could be on a daily basis, weekly basis, or if you want to do a historical load. So three key phases are important here. So one, I'm saying data source. Second, I'm saying data warehouse. Third one, I'm saying a ETL tool, whether it would be SSIS or Azure Data Factory. And then I'm saying the frequency of the data load, whether it is on a daily basis, whether it's on a weekly basis. So once we load the data into the data warehouse, it will be now available for us to do the reporting. So once we have this data available, then Microsoft is providing a capability to create tabular models. So tabular models, either it could be for one specific business area, there could be one model already created, and then the front end users can directly do the reporting on top of it. Or it could be, or either it could be on top of the data warehouse for having a quick reporting. So we create one specific model which will have a better performance compared to the data warehouse. And then we directly create the reports on top of it. And then we publish the report into the cloud. So cloud is nothing but a browser interface for Power BI. It is called app.powerbi.com. So within Power BI service, as I mentioned, there will be different folders created. Folders in Power BI service will be nothing but the workspaces. So where we can publish a dashboard, publish a report, or publish an Excel workbook as well. And then it could be accessed using the mobile, or it could be accessed using the Power BI embedded, whether it's like in intranet or external. And then the fourth one, the option you see here is the PBI data sources, where you can do the data analysis. So data analysis in the sense, you are making the model available, you're pulling the tables, you're adding the measures, and then you are giving your PBIX to the user, seeing them however visuals you want to build it, you can build it, you have this models and measures available. So that's what we call as the self-service analysis. Okay. And then here, a broader picture is you're connecting to a data source using Power BI desktop. And then here you see this is publishing to the Power BI service. So if I come here, so the key phrases what we have here is data sources, data warehouse, tabular models. So you can also do some search on what are tabular models. And then you have enterprise data gateways. Enterprise data gateways will be used for keeping your Power BI reports up to date, because daily we may have new transactions, new data available. So gateways will help to refresh those report. And then the other keyword what we have is on premises. Anything on company's premises will be on premises. Anything residing in cloud will be all the cloud services. Currently, the lead cloud service providers are Microsoft, where we have Azure Cloud, and then we have Amazon AWS, and then we have Google Cloud Platform. Those are the three leading cloud platforms. Okay, so you have to remember this keyword. So there are a lot of keywords from this, so it will be helpful for you to explain this complete picture. So you could explain your project as, hey, I have worked on taking the data from multiple data sources, and then I have loaded the data into the data warehouse. So I was also working on creating tabular models for Power BI reporting. And then once I created the Power BI report, I publish onto the Power BI service. And then using the gateways, I was refreshing and then keeping the reports up to date. On the front end side, reports were published onto the workspace. So users were coming and accessing using workspace. And then some of the users also were using Power BI mobile. And then we also were showing the reports into the internet application so that users don't have to come to Power BI service. They were directly accessing it from the SharePoint. And then some of the analysts, they were using the data sources and then creating their own reports. So this is how you have to explain about your experience. All right, so this is you publish. So the option what we have, you publish to the cloud, and then again you could see self-service BI, or when you're working on Power BI desktop, so you will be doing report development. And then same thing here, once you publish, so you would have different options to consume your content here. So you could see here, this is how we will be collecting the data at the center. You could think that this is a data warehouse. And then the way we want to do the reporting is we want to collect the data from different departments. So here you could see we are getting the data from HR and payroll. We are getting the data from sales and marketing, operations and product, customer service, IT department, admin department, accounts and taxation. We are collecting everything because executives want to see the overall performance. So sometimes what could happen is they might only assign you to sales and marketing reports. Then you would be only working on sales and marketing reports, or they may assign you to sales and marketing and HR and payroll. So you would be working for two specific departments. Data warehouse will have all this data available from different departments, but your focus will be on all the tables that are related to this two department or only one specific department, pulling those tables into Power BI, and then based on the reporting requirements what you have received, so you will be building the reports according to that. Okay, so now key thing here is to understand the different data connection modes that are available in Power BI. So Power BI has this strong, powerful engine, which is called as Vertipack engine. So when you work on importing the data into Power BI, that is what called as import mode. What you do is when we worked on this Northwind data set, we imported the data into Power BI. So what we are doing is we are bringing a copy of data into Power BI. So using that, the Vertipack engine compresses your data. So the first data connection mode is the import mode. Second one is the direct query mode. In the direct query mode, we only will have connection to the data source, but we will not pull the data. So it will be like a direct connection to the data source. So when we have this direct connection, that is what called as a direct query mode. And then the live connection is used when you build a tabular model. So in this picture, this one you could see the layer what we have here. These are all the tabular models. So whenever you connect Power BI to this tabular model, so you would have a live connection, anything you connect. So the different tabular models you have, so Power BI will take a live connection to it. So let me close this. Okay, yep, these are the three connection modes we have: import mode, direct query mode, and live connection. And this is what happens when you write a DAX function. So here at the top, so let me write it here. So let me move this a little bit. So here you see, let's say if I'm writing a DAX function here, which is sum, and then now I'm specifying a column. So let's say if I'm specifying the column as ID, then the operation what we are saying to Power BI is do a sum of ID, and then we are displaying it onto the front end side. So behind the scenes, what Power BI will do is it will give this task to Formula Engine. So this task will be given to Formula Engine here. And then you could see now the Formula Engine, let's say if you're working on import mode, where you're bringing a copy of data, so this Formula Engine will go to the storage engine, and then it will ask the storage engine to provide that column. So storage engine will be storing that ID column separately here somewhere. So this is columnar database. So this one will be columnar database. So you could see in memory columnar database. So now we got instructions from Power BI to Formula Engine. From Formula Engine, it's working with the storage engine. And then finally, it will return the output and then display it as a table visual for us. So anything, so let me close this, exit out. Okay, so let me clear this. Okay. And then now if I come to Power BI desktop, so any table visual we have available here. So each table visual will have a DAX query available. So if I'm focusing only on this particular table visual, then let me clear all the drawing here. And if I go within the view, and within the view, we have this performance analyzer open. So if I select this table visual, and then if I say start recording, and then I can click here, which says analyze in.
Can't see that screen. I think you're doing on another screen.
Uh, are you seeing Power BI desktop or a different thing?
No, we are not seeing Power BI desktop. We are just seeing your PPT.
I think it's issue with my, because I only have one screen. So let me stop and reshare it again. How about now?
Yeah, we can see your screen now.
Okay, thanks. Okay. So yeah, so within the view, we have performance analyzer, and each table visual what we have available, I can click on start recording, and within the table visual at the top, we will have this option analyze this visual. So this will give you how much time it's taking for visual to display. So you could see how much time it took for the DAX query to execute. So this is nothing but when I come back again to the PPT. So you guys can let me know if you're able to see both PPT and Power BI desktop. So this is the same thing here. So we have this DAX query, and then the DAX query is now being sent to the Formula Engine. Formula Engine will work with the storage engine for us to provide the output. So again, switching back to Power BI desktop. So this is the time it's taking for executing the DAX query. And at the bottom, I will have this DAX query available. So I could say copy query, and then within the external tools, I can click on DAX Studio. And then here I will press the query. So this is the query Power BI has sent to the Formula Engine, and then it was sent to the storage engine. So both storage engine, Formula Engine will work together to create the output for us. So again, I'll repeat the steps we have available in Power BI desktop. So you have to go within the view. So let me expand this. So within the view, you have this option of performance analyzer, and then you can start recording. You could click on refresh visuals. It will refresh all the visuals, and then it will show you for all the tables that are available here. So you could click on whichever table you're seeing more load time. So the one which I selected is for the bottom left visual, and then let me try the other one. So yeah, so you could come here, and then you could see the DAX query, visual display time, others, And then when I copy again, I can come within the external tools. External tools opens the DAX Studio, can come here and then paste it. So same query, when I copy and paste here, I could also directly run here and then see the output. So you could see I don't have to rely on Power BI Desktop. So the DAX Studio is directly providing me this result. So this is similar to how we have like a SQL query. So where we do select from this table or any of the complex queries for the requirement. So any questions with this? So again, the key phrases what we have here is DAX query, formula engine, storage engine, VOTIPAC. So storage engine will be nothing but the VOTIPAC engine, which is the in-memory columnar database. So what is in-memory columnar database is, so let's say if you have a table with 5 columns, then Power BI using the VOTIPAC engine will store each column separately. That's what called as a in-memory columnar database.
If it is possible, can you repeat it one more time, sir?
Uh,
How can we put the formula in the X?
Formula in DAX Studio, you're saying, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let me come back here again, close the performance analyzer. So now I have this report page where I have different visuals available. So the first step, what I have to take is I have to go within the view. So you could see I have this option of applying a theme and then this layout and all. Within this, I have this different panes that is available for me. By default, I have filter pane, visualization, and field pane. And then I have this additional panes available. So within this, we want to use performance analyzer. Okay. So within performance analyzer, you could see right now I have this only one button available, which is start recording. So I'm clicking on this. Right now, it will not do anything, but whenever you are interacting on the dashboard, it will capture all your activities. So if when I click on a bar here, then you could see based on all the selection, it is trying to see the performance of your report page. If I do again, so it will do the same thing. So this is saying based on the cross highlighting, these are all the activities and this is the time it's taking. So I can clear this and let me unselect this. I can clear it again. So this time I'm only focusing on this table visual. Just I want to get the DAX query. So at the top, I have this analyze this visual. I'm clicking there and then you could see this right now has loaded the stats for only that table which I click to analyze here. So you could see the DAX query time, visual display, and then after that, I have this query available. I just say copy query. And the next step I have to go is within the external tools. I click on DAX Studio. So within this, I'll have this blank window open. I just paste here and I have this query available. So you could see last one is just order by evaluate is whatever variable you provide, it will give the output. So this variable is nothing but the same thing what I have available. So it's nothing but this one. So this is saying select only the top n. So it's saying top 500 rows from this particular variable. So this variable is nothing but doing a summarize column. So we don't have to go in details, but this is only to understand what is happening behind the scenes, and then you are just not focusing on just working on the front end Power BI. So now you have an understanding that when you're interacting with the visual, so there is a DAX query behind the scenes which Power BI is managing, and Power BI is working with Formula Engine, storage engine to create the output. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
No problem. So yeah, if this is not clear, so you can ask me questions, or we could also have any follow up class on this as well. Okay. All right. So now for the requirement gathering, so let me quickly cover this. And then again, we will also try to cover this in our next class as well. So for the requirement of for your development cycle, I have split this into two different paths. So path one is, so let me switch this. Okay. So path one is you don't have any existing reports. So they have loaded the data for this new application. So let's say they started working on Salesforce and then now they are collecting the data. So the initial phase will be to understand the requirements. If a company has a BA and then if they are working on a big project, then they would have a business analyst who will be working closely with the business users, and then they will be gathering the requirements. So once they have requirements gathered, then they will be creating the requirements document. Once the requirements are all completely noted down in a document, then we will be getting an approval from the business users. So once we have that, so either the technical leads or the architects will be analyzing the requirements, and then we will have the technical document created for your data team, for your reporting team. So once we have that, then what we do is we connect Power BI to the data source. So once we have that project assigned towards us, and then we start analyzing the data. So we have to see, so do we need to combine two different tables now? Do we need to have 3 to 4 tables combined to create that output? How do we create relationships and all? And then do we have all the data points available for completing the requirement? So we try to do that. And then after that, we try to create some visuals so that we could demo it to the managers or the business users to get their quick feedback. And then after that, let's say, hey, this dashboard is looking good. Then what you do is you complete the development and then you do the final presentation. And then after that, you will be publishing the report to the Power BI service. These are the steps followed in either the big organization, small organization, or any organization you join. So when you understand these keywords, and then when you use it, so it will be completely effective. So it will be very clear for anyone to understand what you're trying to say. So all these steps are in sequence, so it will be very handy for you to understand. Okay. And then we have path B. So the difference between path A and path B is path B, you will have uh, existing reports available. So let's say they are moving from Tableau to Power BI, they are moving from Excel to Power BI. The only difference what you will have here is, so first you will be analyzing the existing reports they have, and then what all visuals we have to move from Excel to Power BI or Tableau to Power BI or SSRS to Power BI. And then after that, it will be the same process. So you work with the business users, try to understand the requirements, and then document everything, analyze technical documents, and then work with Power BI to analyze it, presents POC visuals, which is nothing but proof of concept, then developing report, presenting report, and then finally publishing it to the Power BI service. So any question on this development steps? But this is the full-fledged cycle, I would say, for doing the complete development. After publishing to Power BI service, it would require small administration task where you're assigning a dashboard to the users. So if I come here to the right, you could see once we have report publish onto the Power BI service, and then we will be sharing the report with the end users or managers. But apart from that, you can also do the dataset refresh as well. But yeah, we will be we'll be stopping here. But if you have any questions, then you can let me know. But let me stop the recording.